the beat. The beat.
Welcome everyone back to Mountain Lion Field. We're here for the start of Game 2 between the Colorado Mesa Mavericks and the UCCS Mountain Lions. The Mavericks took the first game by a score of 10-4. We're back out here for the start as that one's hit up towards Solana Martinez. That one's going to be knocked down by Solana, but she will not have a play at first base. And the first base runner of the game for CMU is Ashley Bradford as she gets on with a leadoff infield single for CMU. Yes, my fault.
Quick start for the Mavericks already, coming off of their 10-4 win in Game 1. So let's see if Lexi Rayburn for the Mountain Lions can settle down and get the Mountain Lions through this first inning.
And for the Mavericks offensively, similar lineup to the first game as that one is inside, 2 balls and no strikes now on Arietta. It's Ashley Bradford to lead things off. She now stands on first base. Maya Arietta at the plate. She's batting second. Allie Disler waits on deck. She'll bat third. This pitch here is going to be in there for a called strike there on Arietta. 4, 5, and 6, Sarah Jerrison is first base. Brandy Haller back out there. She's in left with Nicole Christensen reprising her role at third base for CMU. She will bat 6. Kaylee Barker in the designated player role batting 7th. Ileana Mendoza in center field with Lauren Wedman back out there in right field for CMU. And Rayburn, who starts the game for UCCS on the mound, struggling early with a walk there after the leadoff single. 2 on with nobody out brings up Disler.
And right off the bat, not the best start from Rayburn as she gives up a single and then a walk. First 2 batters. See if she can get it out here from Disler.
That one's going to be low for ball 1 on Allie.
And Disler with a single in her first at-bat of the first game and a couple of walks as well in her at-bats in the first game.
2-0 the count now on Disler.
Definitely a good time to talk to Alexi, falling behind 2-0 in the count.
So after the meeting, it will remain 2-0 at the plate as we'll see if Rayburn can come back firing after the early mound visit. The pitch here is going to be fouled back to the screen. 2-1 now on Disler. Pitch now from Rayburn on the 2-1 count. Hit high in the air to left field.
Wow.
Matos behind it. Good job working back first and then coming back to the ball at the warning track. So a high and loud out there for Disler is the first out of the game here in Game 2 of the series for CMU.
That ball was knocked down by the wind. That ball was 30 feet over the fence and was just knocked down to the warning track. That should have been a 3-run home run.
Absolutely. Jorson stands in. This one's going to stay in play, and Horton
Great
over
play
there. And to second base. Safe at second base. No tag applied. Both runners move up on the sac fly. And nice job over there in right field. That's Bryn Horton back out there for UCCS, as we'll get you the defensive lineup here in just a moment. But the foul out for Jorson as she enters play for the first time this weekend.
We've seen some amazing plays from Bryn Horton in right field. Definitely one of the best, if not the best, defensive player for the Mountain Lions. We've seen her cannon of an arm and her make some incredible plays in right field.
It's Holler at the plate now, who had a pair of 3-run shots, 6 RBIs in game 1, an outstanding offensive performance. The defense for the Mount Lions, though, in the outfield, Brianna Matos, Mia Perez, and Bryn Horton from left to right out there. Sawyer Brewster at third, Solana Martinez at short with Hernandez Ballou and Peyton Reisman on the right side. Cassidy Hubner, the only defensive change for UCCS, comes in behind the plate. Paige White now in that designated player spot, and that's going to be a long bomb for, Brandy Heller, and that's her 3rd home run today. 2 home runs in the first game of the series. A 2-run shot here, or another 3-run shot, here. That's 9 RBIs on her day.
All of the offense for the Mavericks coming from Brandy Holler. She is swinging unconsciously. She's seeing beach balls at the plate. Absolutely is. She just is making no mistake there and burning the Mount Lions single-handedly, as now they've fouled off and hit so many balls over the fence that they've got to refill the umpire's pouch down behind the plate. Umpires for game 2 behind the plate is Frank Covington. Over at first base, is Eric Vaugh, and Brandon Schoes is the third base umpire. First pitch fouled back for strike 1. The batter is Christensen. She has her share of home runs as well today. She had 2 in the first game as well. So a lot of the power coming in like the middle part of this lineup, the 5 and 6 hitters for the Mavericks. 0-2 the count here with 2 outs. Rayburn tries to set down the side. High on that one, 1-2. And that's a pitch you're just looking for a chase there. So good pitch from Lexi and a good chance for her to get out of this inning with minimal damage. 1-2 pitch outside as well. Good spot there indeed, as she was looking for another chase pitch. But usually when the pitcher's ahead like that, you'll see those kind of close balls on the outside parts of the plate as they try and get them to swing at it, as that one's fouled hard down the third baseline, skips off the screen in front of the CMU dugout and goes down the line. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count remains. Kind of waiting for a foul ball to come our direction. We had a couple of close calls in the first game. Good pitch. Swung on and missed. A big strikeout there from Lexi Rayburn. Her first punch out of the game, and that ends the first inning, but not before Holler strikes again. Another 3-run home run from the left fielder for CMU, and another 3-run first inning lead for the Mavericks as we go to the bottom of first from Mountain Lion Field. Back here for the bottom of the first inning here from Mount Lion Field, it'll be Morgan Hernandez-Ballou, Mia Perez, and Solana Martinez due up in the first inning for UCCS. First pitch there is going, to miss for ball 1.
1-1 now at the plate. Pitch here, swung on, and a good fastball there, and getting Morgan Hernandez-Ballou to bite on it. It's Shea Mauser on the mound, for CMU to start this second game. 2-2 the count on Morgan Hernandez-Ballou. That one will be fouled away out of play. Count will remain. Some numbers on Shea Mauser, like we said, the least best is the term we came up with.
That's the only way to put it.
1.91 ERA, 9-2 overall on her season in 18. This will be her 19th appearance as she gets the strikeout to open the game. She is 9-2 overall. She is starting, her 16th game of the year. She's gone 80 2/3 now, 81 complete innings with that out to Hernandez-Ballou.
Yeah, and another pitcher and some more big-time numbers. 83 strikeouts in her 81 innings. Well, now 84 strikeouts and only 23 walks. The 65 hits, however, given up. So averaging about one base runner an inning.
Absolutely. As Mia Perez steps in, she faces a 1-1 count now. That one's in there as well, 2-2. And another strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts to open the game now for Shea Mauser.
So that's one of the notes that I have as well about Shea Mauser. She's had, coming into the game, 36 strikeouts looking, on top of her total of now 85. So make that mark 38 strikeouts looking for Shea Mauser.
Absolutely insane numbers put up once again by a pitching staff member of CMU, and who is surprised as the count now 1-1 as Solana Martinez takes her first turn of game 2. That one's fouled back to the screen, 1-2. Martinez last game 0 for 4 officially, but she did reach in the 7th inning on a fielder's choice, then was stranded at third base. She's behind though, 1-2 the pitch. It's going to be high for ball 2.
And with those looking strikeouts come deception. That's something that Shea Mauser must be good at as she gets another strikeout.
Yep, 3 batters come up, 3 batters strike out for UCCS. Strikeouts 1, 2, and 3 on the day for Mauser, and that will take us to the second inning with the Mavericks still up by 3 from Mountain Lion Field. Back here for the start of the second inning from Mountain Lion Field. Due up for CMU is Kaylee Barker, Elena Mendoza, and Lauren Wedman. 0-1 now as a first pitch strike delivered. That one is going to miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
The biggest key that we've seen for Lexi this season is filling up the zone, not walking batters, because she gets a lot of strikeouts in her games, but the worry is always the traffic on the bases.
1 ball and 2 strikes now, the count, as Barker steps back in to see the 4th pitch. Rayburn fires. That one's hit out of play behind home plate. Count will remain 1-2.
Yeah, and Lexi's 80 innings pitched. Coming into today, 47 walks and 91 hits. So just trying to limit that traffic today against these Mavericks and their powerful offense.
That one's going to be hit on the
great
ground.
play.
Nice diving catch by Morgan Hernandez-Ballou. And that's the the first out of the inning, as I'm looking at the completely wrong thing.
I feel like it should count for 2.
Yes, and that's how good it was. A line out to second base sets down Barker. Will bring up Mendoza, who we saw in the first game for CMU. She was unable to reach, though. 3 strikeouts and a ground out for Mendoza in her first game today. But a great play to start things off by Hernandez-Ballou, and that should give the Mountain Lions a little bit of momentum defensively here.
And with how hard that ball's hit, there's just no reaction time. So Morgan just has to lay out immediately, and right before it hits the ground, she's able to make the play. So great play from Hernandez-Ballou, and that's the kind of play that can give a team some momentum.
Mendoza tries to play some small ball to open up her at bat, but she fouls it off. 0-1 on her, and like you said, you just purely rely on your reflex on a play like that, and a beautiful one by Hernandez-Ballou. That one just misses. Looked like a good spot on the inside half, but called a ball. 1-1.
That was probably one of the, if not the hardest hit ball on the day in both games. So the ability to make that play is incredible.
And another foul ball bunt. So 1-2 at the plate now on Mendoza.
Saw her struggle with 3 strikeouts in game 1. Trying to get on base in this second game, trying to put down a bunt.
Oh! And that one goes right off of Lexi Rayburn's hand.
Oh, jeez.
That one was loud. We could hear it all the way over here. And so it will be an infield hit for Mendoza, who stands on first. But really the concern is whether or not Lexi Rayburn is okay, as that one went right back to her.
I've had a similar situation in my playing days. I took a line drive off of my pitching hand as well, and it broke my hand. So I worry that's the same situation with Lexi, and she's going to come out of the game.
So we're going to take a step away, as we'll have a pitching change here from Mountain Lion Park in the top of the second inning. So it's going to be Gabrielle Cronin who replaces Lexi Rayburn after the line drive knocks her out of the game. We hope that Lexi will be okay, and we won't know until whether or not she comes out for tomorrow's game. But entering the game in her place is going to be Gabrielle Cronin, who comes into the game with a 6.27 ERA. That's a bouncer up the first baseline. Tag applied by Peyton Reisman. Good job there to get an out, as it's a ground out on the tag to Reisman at first for the second out of the inning. Moving up to second base, though, is Mendoza. So a runner in scoring position here for Ashley Bradford, who singled her first time up, and the Mavericks take their second trip through the lineup. Cronin fires. That one on the ground. That's going to be just foul down the third base side. Would have been extra bases for sure if it was fair, but a strike at the plate instead.
Something that we're looking for with Cronin. She has the stuff to be successful at this level. I think it's just about trusting, because in her 22 innings pitched, she does have 18 walks. So I would love to see her attack the zone. She's definitely got the ability to succeed at the D2 level.
Absolutely. She, to finish the stats that she brings into the game, she is 1-1 record-wise this year. This will be her 12th appearance, her 10th relief appearance, as that one misses. 2 balls and 1 strike now on Bradford at the plate. But she's got 2 starts to her name, a save on her season. Like you said, 33 hits and 22 and a third inning. Not a great number you'd like to see in that category, but she definitely has the tools. It's just whether or not she can string those effective innings together for Cronin. Three-1 pitch upcoming. That one's going to be on the ground. Hernandez-Ballou up with it, and she'll go across to first base. That will be the foul ball. What's going on? Oh, illegal. It's going to be an illegal pitch, I think. So an illegal pitch as the motion on the back leg, they're saying, of Cronin. So that's a new rule in Division II softball this year. When it does happen, the coach of the offensive team gets to choose the outcome of the pitch. So CMU is going to elect to take the 4th ball of the at-bat as head coach Mercedes Bodie, elects to take ball 4 on that one. Strike 1 delivered to Arietta. And that one's going to be hit up the middle. Gets past a diving Hernandez-Ballou. Throw to the plate. Safe at the plate. Moving up to second base and third base are the runners on as Mendoza comes around to score. Arietta ends up at second base off the single, and moving up to third is Bradford. So an inning that the Mountain Lions should have been out of goes from bad to worse for Cronin, and that will close the book on Lexi Rayburn, as Mendoza was her responsibility. So Ashley Mendoza, I believe, instead of the true walk, that goes down as an error officially to Cronin. So if Bradford does come around to score, that should be an unearned run if I'm not mistaken, but we'll have to double check on that one. So that one's in there for a called strike, 0-2.
The only way I think it's a walk on an illegal pitch, is it called a ball or is it no pitch?
So the way the rule is written, as I understand it is called as if it's a no pitch, but the opposing coach gets to choose the outcome. So that's why I believe the error comes in there.
Because it would have been ball 4?
Ball 4, yes. Well, it should have been strike 3. They choose it to be ball 4 instead. Should go down as an error. We're going to have to double check that because we're unclear on it. But nonetheless, it is a strikeout for Disler, and Cronin gets out of the inning with just the 1 run given up. We go to the bottom of the second inning. The Mountain Lions try and get on the board. They're down 4-0. We're back here at Mountain Lion Field. We apologize for some of our technical difficulties there a moment ago. We'll get you the defensive lineup for CMU here, as that one is delivered for strike 1 on the mound. For the Mavericks in the outfield from left to right in left field, Brandy Haller. Center field, Elena Mendoza, with Lauren Wedman out in right field. On the corners in the infield for CMU, Nicole Christensen over at third with Sarah Jerison over at first base. Up the middle for the Mavericks at shortstop, Ashley Bradford. Second base, Maya Arietta. Behind the plate, as we saw her in game 1, Allie Disler behind the dish, catching pitches from Mauser. 1-2 at the plate to open things up for Sawyer Brewster in her first at-bat of game 2. She fouls that, offering back to keep this one alive. 1-2. That one's in the air, into the glove of Bradford, and that will be out number 1. 4 Mountain Lions come up, 4 Mountain Lions set down to start the day for Mauser. And that'll bring up Paige White. White did the catching for UCCS in game 1. She was 0 for 3 in 3 plate appearances. That one's going to be over the fence, a solo shot. And once again, the Mountain Lions strike back with a solo shot to start the day for them offensively. In game 1, it was Hernandez Ballou. In this game, it's Paige White who delivers her 9th home run of the season and puts the Mountain Lions on the board.
Yeah, and a really good piece of hitting. Line drive going over the center field fence. Didn't need to win for that one. That one definitely had enough to go over the wall.
Absolutely. Brings up Peyton Reisman for her first at-bat of the day. Of the game. She was also over there at first base for game 1 of this series this morning. Takes for strike 1. Steps back in. This one, she'll get underneath and foul it behind home plate, out of play. 0-2 now on Reisman.
And Mauser's done a great job getting ahead in counts. She's had 2 strike counts to nearly every batter so far in this game.
Mauser 0 for 2 in game 1 today officially. She had a foul out, a ground out, and then was hit by a pitch in between. Was stranded on first base though when she was struck. 1-2 pitch. That's going to be hit in the air in the infield over to track back and make the easy play, Arietta. So after the first 4 brought up, she gives up the solo shot to White, but responds nicely for the pop out to her second base player, and that will bring up Cassidy Hubner for her first trip to the plate today.
First time we've seen Hubner today. She was on the bench in first game, and like you said before, we see her usually come in for game 2 in a doubleheader to do the catching, to allow Paige White to rest her knees, because it's a lot of stress on the legs when catching.
She's ahead here, 2 balls and 1 strike. She comes into the day with a .229 average. 3 RBIs on her year as that one's fouled away, 2-2. So 2s are wild here at Mountain Lion Field. Bottom of the second inning, 2-2 with 2 outs. And that's a called strike 3 on Cassidy Hubner, and that will end the inning for UCCS, but they do get a run back as first pitch swinging in her first at-bat. Paige White knocks her 9th long ball of the season over the center field wall and gives the Mountain Lions their first run, but they still trail by 3 as we go to the top of 3 from Mountain Lion Field. Sarah Jorson will lead things off for the Mavericks of CMU. She fouled out over to Bryn Horton on a nice play and right her first time up. First pitch to her misses for ball 1. One-oh pitch here, swung over by Jorson. Nice elevated pitch there, 1-1.
In the case that Lexi's down for, a few weeks maybe, Gabby is going to have to step up and maybe start a couple games. Her and Mackenzie are going to have a lot of work to do.
Absolutely, as the kind of counted on starters in the Mountain Lion rotation are Crenshaw and Rayburn. Usually you see Crenshaw pitch game 1, Rayburn starts game 2 with Rutkoff and Cronin coming in as needed, as this one's up the middle, diving and underneath the glove of Hernandez-Balou. So a leadoff single for Jorson as she stands on first base. And absolutely to your point, though, both Rutkoff and Cronin, you're gonna probably believe that they're gonna kind of evenly share that role, but then you are only working with one relief pitcher if you're the Mountain Lions, and CMU has kind of run with that model all season, but definitely an adjustment for UCCS if that's going to be the case. Obviously, you hope that Rayburn is okay and isn't able to go even as soon as tomorrow, but we'll see what happens.
Oh,
this
boy.
one's hit a ton, and that's going to go the distance in left center field, a 2-run shot, and Haller just keeps it rolling. 5 RBIs through 2 at-bats, 11 RBIs today.
And her 4th home run on the day as well.
Disler had 3 home runs in a game last weekend, a single game, I should say, against Black Hills State last weekend for CMU. And the hot hand this weekend is Brandy Holler, her 4th home run, as you said, and she's just piling it on here. Makes it a 6-1 game in favor of CMU. Only 2 innings into the game for the Mountain Lions. Strike 1 delivered to Christensen now at the plate for CMU.
And that now brings Holler's season total in home runs to 12 on the year and 38 RBIs.
Absolutely crazy numbers put up this weekend already, and we're not even halfway done by Holler for CMU. Cronin comes set, delivers, swung over, nice pitch there to get Christensen to chase, moves Cronin ahead 1-2. 6-1 here in the 3rd. That one's gonna be low as well, 2-2. Mountain Lions call out their defensive number. 2-2 pitch. That one's going to be tipped foul. Count remains even. Cronin's ready. The 2-2 in the dirt, and that one bounces away. No harm, no foul, as the base is now empty after the 2-run shot, but the count is full. Yet to have an out here. Three-two pitch, and that one loses Christensen to first base.
Not the worst person to put on base either. She had 2 home runs in the first game and a couple of walks as well, so maybe take the bat away from her.
Does put the double play in order as Kaylee Barker comes to the plate. Barker was robbed of a single by Morgan Hernandez-Ballou at second base her first time up.
Yeah, with that incredible play, laying out to catch that ball before it hit the ground.
So that one is in there for called strike 1. As you take a look at some of the Air Force Academy planes that are moving around overhead, just about 5 minutes up the road, the United States Air Force Academy here in Colorado Springs, one of the cool additions to the town down here in southern Colorado.
It's a pretty cool town here in Colorado Springs. It's got the Olympic Training Center, Air Force Academy. A lot of stuff to do here in Colorado Springs.
No shortage of activities and lots of Grand Junction folk making the trip down here to Colorado Springs for the weekend to see their Mavericks play on Easter weekend. And we wish all of you and your families a happy Easter. Wow, words are hard for me. As back pick opportunity goes to first. I'm going to try that again. We wish you a happy Easter weekend from Colorado Springs, Colorado, as they get the strikeout to get the first out of the inning on Barker. She's now 0 for 2. That's the first out of the inning as the first 3 batters all reach base. As that one's hit in the air, Matos over to play it. Returning to first base is Christensen, and good response after the 3 straight hits to start the inning by Cronin to get Barker and Mendoza. Brings up Lauren Wedman. Not a short trip for all of the Grand Junction fans that made it down here, about 4 or 5 hours depending on traffic from the eastern city in Colorado, and You say that there's no shortage of things to do here in Grand Junction, here in Colorado Springs, I should say. Not like there's any shortage of things to do in Grand Junction either. So trading one good town for another, the people here, and that one hit the runner. So this should be an out on the base pass, I believe. Morgan Hernandez-Ballou pointed right at Nicole Christensen, and it looked like it made contact with her, but she'll stay on base.
It first went off of Gabby's glove, and then maybe it hit the runner after that.
So the second base umpire is Eric Vaugh, and he kind of gives an explanation to Hernandez-Ballou at second. She, by just her body language, you can tell doesn't agree with the call, but Wedman stands on base. 2 runs in already in the inning for CMU after the 2-run shot from Brandy Holler. Her 4th home run of the series. RBIs 10 and 11 of the series for her. And that one's going to be low. 1-1. The pitch here. That one misses as well. 2 balls and 1 strike now. The batter is Bradford after the, we'll call it infield single for Wedman. That one's hit out of play. Foul on the first base side. Moves the count even at 2.
And a good pitch from Gabby there. Jammed her at the plate, got the foul ball. Now looking to get out of this inning with the 2-strike count.
2-2 with 2 outs. The pitch hit high, and this is going to get fouled towards us. Going to land right in between the fence and the batting cage over here on the third base side here at UCCS. 2-2, the count remains. Arietta waits on deck if the inning should get to her. She is 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. That one outside makes the count full, 3-2.
Runners will be moving on the pitch because it's full count, 2 outs.
Runners do go. That one's hit in the ground and safe. Going home, play. Safe at home. And a run scores as the Mountain Lions kind of let one slip through there as mishandling it for a moment, Hernandez-Ballou. That will bring up Arietta, and Rothbauer will come out. I imagine with the short pitching staff now, they're not going to make any changes, as no arms up for UCCS either. Top of the third, 3 more runs come in, 7-1 in favor of the Mavericks. Coming to the plate now, Maya Arietta. The only Maverick who has not come to the plate now will be Allie Disler.
And pretty heads-up base running from Christensen to score when she saw the bobble from Morgan, the throw over the first. She was already halfway down the third baseline and slid in safe to extend the lead to 7-1.
Absolutely. The third run in is Christensen, who kind of snuck around third base there. Runners on base now is Wedman on second. She had an infield single. Bradford also on first. Not sure if officially that was a single or a error. We'll check on it, but 0-1, now 0-2 after the foul ball at the plate, as Cronin tries to get Arietta out for the first time today. 0-2 with 2 outs here in the third. 3 runs in. The pitch in the dirt. 1-2.
Not a bad 0-2 pitch there, trying to get a swing and miss.
That one's hit on the ground, gets past Morgan Hernandez-Ballou, will go all the way to the wall. 1 run in. 1 run will stop at third, as it looked like it was going to be 2 in, but it's just Wedman that comes around to score from second base. Going from first to third is Ashley Bradford on the double by Maya Arrieta.
And a good piece of hitting. Morgan Hernandez-Ballou was there, but that ball was hit way too hard and gets past her, goes all the way to the wall, and a run scores, giving us second and third now with 2 outs.
So all Mavericks come to bat. This one's on the ground, should end it, and Martinez does as she throws across to Reisman at first and sets down Dissler, making her 0 for 3 on the 6-3 putout. And that ends the inning in the threat for the Mavericks, but not before 4 runs come in. They now lead it 8-1 as we go to the bottom of the third. Back here to start the bottom of the third inning for UCCS offensively. It's going to be 8-9-1 as they're still making their first trip through the lineup. As stepping in to lead things off, Matos takes for ball 1. That one swung through for strike 1, evening it at 1. Mauser back out there for the Mavericks. 1-1 pitch on the outside half, 1-2.
And Mauser has almost no pressure. She's working with a 7-run lead. Expect her to start filling up the zone.
That one's high, 2-2. And the only mountain lion that has even been aboard was Paige White, who had the solo shot to center in the second inning, the only run for UCCS. 1-2 pitch. It's going to be fouled away. Or excuse me, that one, yes, is going to be fouled away. 2-2.
Definitely an important inning for the Mountain Lion offense. You want to scratch a couple more off the board.
Yeah, outside fastball. See you later to Brianna Matos as that one catches the outside half of the plate. A backwards K for Matos as she's rung up by Frank Covington behind the plate. First out of the inning. 5th strikeout of the game for Mauser. First pitch here, that's a great one down the middle for strike 1.
Lots of strikeouts, and we've seen some backwards Ks as well, something on the scouting report coming in today with Mauser. She strikes out a lot of girls looking.
That one, strike 2 on Horton. She's behind 0-2. The pitch, And rung up once again, back-to-back backwards Ks. And good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Bryn Horton. Sets her down. Strikeout number 6 for Mauser, and that'll flip it back over to Ballou, who also has a strikeout. Swinging through for strike 1 here is now dealing is Mauser on the mound.
I don't think the approach has changed with the Mountain Lions. I think Mauser is just carving us right now. We're carving UCCS through this lineup right now and just dominating.
Absolutely, and she's picking her spots very well. That one's fouled back 1-2 as the Mountain Lions still swinging pretty aggressively, keeping that same approach as you said, but definitely just missing bats now is Mauser on the mound. 1-2 on Ballou. The pitch high, 2-2.
So now the Mountain Lion offense, they need to make another adjustment to Mauser to start putting some balls in play.
2-2 pitch. That one's fouled back. Count remains. It was a 2-2 count in the first inning that Mauser got Hernandez Ballou to go down swinging. A pitch swung through and missed again. Striking out the side in the third inning is Mauser as she is settling in nicely, and it's looking like it's going to be tougher and tougher for UCCS. They are down 7 as we go to the 4th inning from Mountain Lion Field. Eight to 1, the lead for the Mavericks here at Mountain Lion Field. The start of the 4th inning for the Roadrunners. It'll be Sarah Jorson who led things off last time around as well for the Mavericks. She had a single and ended up coming around to score. Kind of no man's land hop. Good dig at first base by Peyton Reisman, and that sets down Jorson on the first pitch. Good play on both sides as Martinez came up cleanly at short and made the play over at first.
That is not an easy play on a slow hit ball with the short bases, the 60-foot bases here at softball. So a great play to get the first out.
Absolutely, and big out as the Mountain Lions need to kind of settle in defensively still. That one misses high and outside for ball 1. The batter now, Brandy Haller.
Can we just put her on base?
Yeah, for real. I mean,
4 home runs today.
2 for 2 with 2 jacks, 5 RBIs overall just in this game. 11 RBIs with 4 home runs between the 2 games. And you don't blame Cronin for nibbling on her as she's behind 2-0. Comes set, 2-0 pitch. That one outside as well. Looking for a little help behind the plate from Frank Covington. Not getting it is Gabrielle Cronin. 3-0. That one's high and going to first base, and you kind of wonder if that was somewhat intentional to your point, as now 2 for 2 with 2 bombs and a walk is Brandy Haller. That'll bring up Nicole Christensen.
You're definitely pitching around Haller, but Nicole Christensen, she's got a lot of power as well. She had two home runs in the first game.
That one on the ground, chance for two here. There's one at second, and holding it is Martinez, probably a good decision. Fielder's choice for Christensen erases Haller at second. 2 outs in the inning. 1 runner is on first base as Christensen trades places with Haller.
Kind of looked like that ball may have gone off of Gabrielle Cronin there, because that ball was hit pretty hard and it slowed down after it went past her.
Up the middle, Martinez flips out at second base. Kind of an awkward play as Hernandez-Ballou thought that Martinez was going to take it herself. I was with her in that assumption, but instead Hernandez-Ballou wants to keep us all on our toes and flips it over to Hernandez-Ballou to get Barker for the 3rd out of the inning at second base. Mountain Lions still have their work cut out for them. If they need at least a few runs to even have a shot climbing back later in the game, they're down 7. Mia Perez will lead things off for the Mountain Lions here to open the 4th inning. She has a strike delivered to her to open the at-bat. 0-1 swung through 0-2. And once again, Mauser goes out there and starts going after hitters for UCCS.
She must have a ton of deception because she's getting swings and misses. She's getting strikes taken, strikeouts looking. So she's really, really done well today. And just the one mistake, the solo home run to Paige White.
0-2 pitch. Ooh. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was close.
Really close. The way that Covington's been ringing girls up behind the plate. It looked like that was going to be another one. 2-2 instead. And that one is swung on and missed. She gets a strikeout on the follow-up pitch instead. 2 swinging strikeouts for Perez as she opens the runners gone here for the Mountain Lions in the 4th. Martinez comes up. She also struck out as the first 3 batters in the 1st inning, all swinging strikeouts. She puts a ball in play, and that gets through for a single. Mishandled, but coming back up with it, Wedman quick enough to keep Solana at first. First pitch swinging, and a 1-out single for Martinez.
And that's the approach we saw in the first game. You know, getting before the count got on top of them, swinging early and putting balls in play. So hopefully that can continue for the Mountain Lions. Otherwise, the Mavericks are going to keep it up.
First pitch strike once again, this time to Sawyer Brewster. Brewster popped up on a 1-2 count her first time up. That one bounced. Chance for 2. There's one onto first, not in time. Oh, called out. That was pretty
safe.
Obviously safe, in my humble opinion, over here. But calling her out at first base is Eric Vaugh, and that will end the inning. No argument from the Mountain Lions. I'm somewhat shocked, but that will do it for UCCS in the 4th. We go to the 5th inning. The Mountain Lions looking for runs. First pitch hit in the air to left field. Matos as Solana Martinez came way out into short left field there. But Matos is the one that ends up making the catch. One pitch, one out for UCCS in the 5th inning as Mendoza goes down. Brings up Wedman.
Shows the range of Solana Martinez there.
Yeah, she was going to take that one herself. This one's on the ground. Nice pickup. Throw to first. Great play over there at second base. Morgan Hernandez-Ballou with the great pickup. Stays on her knees and gets the out. 4-3 to get Wedman over there, and that'll flip it back over to Bradford, but a beautiful play at second by Hernandez-Ballou for out number 2.
Another great play from Morgan at second base. She's having quite the game over there.
That one in there for a called strike to open things up with Bradford, and to your point, yeah, she had that beautiful play. It was the line out to rob a single in the second from Kaylee Barker. And missing on that one is Cronin, 1-1, but certainly very active over there is Hernandez-Ballou filling up the highlight reel. 1-1. That one's in there as well, 1-2. Mountain Lions trying to have a quick inning after the controversial two-out call, and this one's hit a ton. Should stay in off the top of the wall. Gliding into second base is Bradford, just a few inches away from a solo shot for her, but the park holds it, and she has a 2-out double.
Yeah, got the first 2 outs really quick. 1 pitch, 2 pitch, 2 outs. On a 1-2 count there, she hits a double. And like you said, maybe 3 inches from going over the fence. Almost hit the yellow trim on top of our fence here.
And it's going to be Aislinn Sharp that will step in for CMU. That one misses, 2-0. Pitch. That one misses as well, 3-0. Pitch, right down the pipe, 3-1. Good comeback pitch there from Cronin to keep herself in the at-bat. 3-1 with 2 outs here. Runner on second is Bradford, who just doubled.
Got to get her right here. Can't walk her.
The pitch just outside, and leaving quickly is Sharp. She'll go to first. So 2 out base runners here for Cronin. Brings up Disler, who, like we said, had a big day with 3 home runs last weekend against Black Hills. Is 0 for 3 in this game. That one's a low, ball 1.
Kind of feels like she's been eerily quiet in this game, and now it would be the time for her to wake things up to give the Mavericks at least an 8-run lead for the potential mercy rule in the bottom half of the 5th.
It looks like we may have a pitching change here. There is somebody up. I believe it's Rutkoff out there, but it's going to be Cronin that stays in.
Just a quick chat.
Maybe that's the whatever happens, this will be your last batter chat. We'll see. But for now, it's 1-0 on Allie Disler at the plate. Cronin stays in. The pitch, bounced, foul, 1-1.
And I think it was a good time for Coach Rothbauer-Stubbs to go out there and chat. Falling behind, got the first 2 outs quick, gave the double, then you walk Sharp, the pinch hitter, and fall behind early to Dissler. You can't do that.
1-1 pitch on the grounds. Could have just stepped on the base right behind her. And Brewster pulls Reisman off first base, but, well, I guess she does stay on the base. Could have been an easy. I believe it's a foul ball. Count remains 1-2, so you imagine it probably hit her foot or something in the batter's box. She'll foul that one into the parking lot on the first base side, so no harm, no foul. Eight to 1 in favor of the Mavericks here in the top of the 5th. That one's hit, gets down, base hit. Coming around to score is Bradford. There's the 8-run lead for CMU, so the Mountain Lions need at least 1 in the bottom of the inning to avoid the end of the game after 5. An RBI single for Dissler is her first hit of the game.
And it seemed like that ball could have been and should have been caught in center field. Just kind of let it play on a hop, took a couple steps back.
This one over to Morgan Hernandez-Ballou, and that's going to be out number 3, but not before that important 8th run comes, or excuse me, 9th run, but 8th run in terms of difference comes through for the Mavericks. The UCCS Mountain Lions need at least 1 here in the bottom of 5 to avoid the mercy. We go to the bottom of 5 from Mountain Lion Field. Paige White leading off what hopefully is not the last 3 outs of the day for UCCS, but they need 1 to avoid the mercy. Takes her ball 1 low. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
Good count here for Paige White to do some damage. She has the sole run, and I believe the sole hit for the Mountain Lions.
Yep, this time bounced over to third base. Up with it, Christensen goes across for out number 1. Mountain Lions potentially down to their last 2 outs.
Excuse me, Solana Martinez has the other hit on the day.
Yeah, but before that single last inning, the only runner to reach base for UCCS was Paige White. That was back in the 2nd on the solo shot. Strike 1 delivered as stepping in is Reisman. She is 0 for 1 with a pop out to second base. This time in there as well, 0-2.
Really nice pitch there from Mauser.
Mountain Lions just look kind of unmotivated at this point, and when only 2 batters have reached, you can understand why. That one misses for a ball, 1-2.
Good pitch, trying to get a swing there. Doesn't get it. Brings the count 2-2.
Indeed it does, as trying to stay alive at the plate is Reisman. 2-2. That one's hit high, foul. Would have been a home run if she straightens that one out, as she hits that one towering over our heads here on the third base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And in my scorebook, I have outs as red, and there's lots of red. And wow, indeed, as Christensen using every inch of her frame to get that one, a line out to third, and the Mountain Lions down to their last breath.
Great play there from Nicole Christensen, who's had quite the day on both sides of the field now. Made a couple of plays, started that double play last inning, and now lays out for a ball that, like you said, maybe an inch away from tipping off of her glove, but instead she catches it for the second out.
Yeah, Nicole Christensen stands at 5'7", the third base player out of Vancouver, Washington, and she needed every inch of that and every bit of her arm's width as well to get to that one, leaving her feet. Beautiful play. Could be the dagger for the Mountain Lions, but this one gets through. Single with 2 outs. Is taking a kind of generous turn there was Hubner, but she's on base with a 2-out single. That's just the third base runner of the game for UCCS. Extends the inning to Matos.
Looks like pinch hitter.
I think it may be Geist back in there. It is.
Yes.
As McKenna Geist will pinch hit for Brianna Matos here in the bottom of the 5th inning, as the Mountain Lions need a run here to extend the game. First pitch swung through, strike 1.
A little bit of life in the Mountain Lions. We've seen some last-minute life from them in last game for sure, scoring 3 in the bottom of the 7th to make that game a little bit more appealing to the eye.
This one gets away. Moving up to second base is Hubner. That will not be a stolen base, instead a pass ball. One and one. Kenna Geist, the batter. That one's hit high in the air to right field. Will it stay in play? It will, and making the catch and ending the game in right field is Wedman, and the CMU Mavericks mercy rule the Mountain Lions here in game 2 as the flyout ends it for the Mountain Lions. 9-1 our final score in 5 innings, as the first 2 games of the series are taken by CMU, and the Mountain Lions fall both times here in day 1 of this 2-day 4-game set between the Mountain Lions and Mavericks. Mountain Lions fall back to 500 overall, 19-19 on their season, 17-13 in RMAC play, while the Mavericks improved to 35-5 overall, and they are 27-1 in RMAC play as they continue their torrid pace, in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. Really, Michael, the tale of this one was a pitching staff for the Mavericks once again.
The pitching staff, and they showed us what the numbers showed us on the stat sheet before the game. We saw those low ERAs, the high strikeout numbers, the not many walks and hits given up. And sure enough, what do we see? We see exactly that. Almost no runs given up on the day, and 3 dominant pitching outings from the Mavericks.
And so we are going to wrap things up here from Mountain Lion Field. The Mavericks take 2 from the Mountain Lions. If you still want some UCCS sports for the rest of your day, hop on over to the RMAC Network website. The baseball team still underway. Last time we checked in, it was 4-0 in favor of the Mountain Lions in the second inning of Game 2. They did take that first game from CCU. Go on and head over there to baseball to see how they finish out. From here at softball, the Mountain Lions drop both games of this series to open up on Friday. They have 2 more for you here tomorrow against CMU to round out the series before they take Sunday off for Easter Sunday. For all of us here, all of our crew and everyone in the truck, my name is Jake Ross alongside Michael Newman saying so long. Thank you so much for joining us for games 1 and 2 of this series. We'll see you tomorrow here from Mountain Lion Field.